guys, welcome back. It's Michelle here with Primal Flow Fitness, and thanks so much for joining me again today. It's a beautiful day to keep our ankles, wrists, and shoulders mobile, and that's what we're going to do. So for starters, as usual, let's get our bodies warm, get our heart rate elevated a little bit. So I'm going to jog in place. And if you want low impact, that's okay. Just do some marching, jumping jacks, step jacks. Okay. If you're marching or jogging in place, I want you to start doing some wrist rotations. Inside and out. Keep moving. As much as you can, breathe through your nose, keep your mouth closed. Feeling warm yet? Heart rate elevated. Feel like you need to open your mouth. Breathe. Keep it closed. You're feeling good and warm. We're going to go ahead and dive into our warm-up exercises. We have 4 today. First thing we're going to do are bent over dorsiflexion, plantar flexion movements. So I'll actually go through all the warm-up movements once with modifications, and then we'll actually get into doing our sets. So that plantar dorsiflexion, what you're going to want to do is, again, you're hinging at the waist, bend down, reach for the ground. You're going to go on your tiptoes, so plantar, and then you're going to go on your heels, dorsi, plantar, dorsi, tiptoe, heel. All right. And if you have issues with, blood pressure, if you have a history of fainting, if you get dizzy and you don't want to hang out low like that for too long, you can just simply hold on to something. I know I need to hold on to something. Shoulder width apart, your feet should be, and you're just going to lift your toes, lift, lift. That's for the dorsiflexion. For plantar, you can just get down into a squat on your toes and just lift, down, lift, plantar. So that'll be the modification for that one. Next thing we're going to do for warm up are floor scorpions, and this is focused on our shoulders. Again, there's a modification for this for our beginners. So what you're going to want to do is lay prone or flat on your belly, like so. And I use one arm to kind of stabilize myself. What you're going to do from this position here is lift your foot, your bottom of your foot should be going towards the sky, like that. And then you're going to rotate yourself over until you can feel the ground open up your hips. You should end up on your side. Okay, and if you can see, my shoulder is getting quite the stretch back there. And this is opening up my hips like nobody's business. It feels great. However, if you're unable to do this, that's quite all right. What you're going to want to do is, again, you're going to post yourself, but instead of lifting your leg, you're actually going to just roll over onto your side, and you'll see you're still going to feel it in your shoulder and get that wonderful stretch. Okay? You're not going beyond the point of your limit. You're stopping when you feel that good stretch. If you're in pain, you've gone too far. Okay? So that's the modification for that one. Again, the regular floor scorpion will look like this. warm-up will be wrist rotations. So what you're gonna do for this is get up down on your knees. Knees are spread a little bit more than your shoulders and your hips. And your fingers are gonna be pointed forward, palms on the ground, and you're gonna stack your shoulders above your wrists. And then you're going to rotate. Try not to arch your back, keep your core engaged, just like that. And you're gonna go the other way also. This is relatively easy. Most people can do it because you can really gauge your limit this way. You might only be able to do this. That's all right. Everybody starts somewhere. You might be able to go way beyond that. The point is to keep your palms flat and just to go to the point of stretching. We're not trying to hurt ourselves. And our final warm-up are going to be high plank rocks with beast stance. So what you're gonna do again, you're gonna stack your shoulders above your wrists, about shoulder width apart. You get into your plank position and you're gonna rock forward and then end up in a beast, a deep beast, because this is typically beast right here. But we're gonna end up like this and then rock deep, rock, and you should be feeling it in your wrists. Again, I can't stress it enough. Don't go beyond the point of your limits. All right, so that's our warm-up. So let's go ahead and just dive right into that. Okay, so first one, bent over plantar dorsiflexion. Again, if you need to do the modification, go right ahead. And we're gonna do 10, all right? That's 1, 2, toes, heels, toes, heels, plantar, dorsey. Keep going. You're gonna feel this in your calves, obviously in your ankles. 2 more. All right. Next one we're doing our floor scorpion. So I'm gonna do the real deal, but again, you don't have to lift your leg. You can do the modification. Do what you can. If you're consistent, you'll work up to it. Okay, so here we go. Rotate, feel the ground with your foot, feel your hip opening up and feel that deep stretch in your shoulder. We're gonna do 6, so 3 per side. Okay, other side, here we go. All right. Okay, let's get to our wrist rotations. Again, you're sitting on your feet, knees are a little spread. You're gonna stack your shoulders up over top of your wrists, fingers pointed forward. And rotate. We're gonna do 6 in each direction. Keep those palms flat. Make sure you're not arching your back, because it's kind of easy to want to stick your butt out when you do this, but really fight that pelvic tilt. You can do that by keeping your core engaged and your back flat. I know it's a lot to think about, but again, what we're trying to do here are the movements properly, not quickly, not half-assedly. I don't know if that's a word, but you know what I'm trying to say. Oh, this feels great on the wrists. Last one. All right. Last warm-up exercise. Get right into it. You're going to get into your high plank position. Stack those shoulders above your wrists. That's important so you can rock fully. So rock forward. Deep beast. Forward. Deep. Do 5 more. You'll notice when you're rocking forward, you're going to end up almost on your tiptoes depending on your wrist mobility. All right, one more. Good job. Wunderbar. That is it for our warm-ups. So for the actual exercises, what you're going to need today. This is not required. I'm going to use this because at one point we're going to be face down, and I like to put my my forehead on something comfortable. You can get a little pillow. I mean, you can get whatever you want. You don't need anything at all. I'm just being a baby. Next thing you're going to need is some sort of stick. A stick, PVC pipe, broomstick, mop stick, anything that is wide enough and hard enough, it's not malleable, you're going to want to be able to hold on to this tight, and you don't want it to move. So no resistance bands for this. And finally, a kettlebell or a dumbbell. And I want to stress that if you have any kind of arthritis, shoulder injury, even a chronic shoulder injury, chronic pain, you're going to want to go light with this, okay? So I'm using 26 pounds today. I don't have any shoulder issues, but for somebody who is having a hard time with shoulder mobility, maybe they're tight, they're sore, daily pain just with rest, you're going to want to do something really low, like 5 pounds. And again, the point is not to keep up with me or anybody else. You'll get there with consistency, all right? And of course, as usual, water, we've got to stay hydrated for this. And I believe that's it. So go gather your things and I'll see you back here in a few minutes. Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you gathered all of your equipment. Again, you're gonna need a hard stick or a broom handle or a mop handle, PVC pipe, whatever you have. Cushion for your head if you need it. And then a kettlebell or a dumbbell that's appropriate weight for you. Again, if you have issues with your shoulders, if you're in pain, if you have arthritis, anything like that, go low, 5 or 10 pounds. Or none at all. That's quite all right too. We're not in competition here. All right, so let's just get right into it. So first thing we're gonna do is going to be focused on our ankles. Okay, so you're gonna lay on your bum. And for this, you're going to be using your glutes and your quads, and you're gonna get yourself up to this position. And once you're here, you're gonna keep going. And the point is to keep your foot flat on the ground and to try and get your knee over top of your toes, all right? Because we're trying to increase our mobility, but we're not trying to hurt ourselves. So again, know your limits. See, my foot is flat. This is as far as I can go, all right? And then you're gonna sit right back down like so, and then you can swap. I recommend doing it all on one side, because once you get to number 3 or number 4, you really get into a flow, you'll feel it. You'll feel it a lot more than if you do alternating. However, if alternating feels better for you, I encourage you to do you. Okay, so that's for our first exercise. I'll go through all the exercises again, just showing them once, and then we'll get into our set. So the next thing we're going to do is focus on our shoulders. You're going to need your stick for this. Make sure I got enough room here. So this is similar to, and if you have a cushion, you're going to need your cushion for your forehead. Okay, so these are similar to lat pull downs, however they're on your stomach. So I'll show you what it looks like. So you're going to be belly flat, feet are flat, thighs, quads are up against the floor. Rest your head, and you're going to take your stick or your pipe, whatever, and you're going to place it in your hands like this. So thumbs are to the sky, fingers are out, and it's just going to rest in that little crook right there. Okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to lift your arms up off of the ground as much as you can without hurting yourself, and then you're going to do a pull down. So it's going to look like this. So that's one. So up, pull down, up, and then you can rest. I'm not expecting you to do this while keeping your arms in the air the whole time. That's just gonna be killer, and we're not trying to do that today. Our focus is mobility. And you might find if your shoulders are very tight or sore, you might not be able to go over your head. You might just reach your head like this. That's okay. You'll get there with consistency. So that's our prone lat pull downs. Our third exercise are going to be our weighted shoulder rotations. So here's where you're going to need your dumbbell or your kettlebell. And for this, I like to really have an athletic stance. You know, knees are bent, solid base. Put one hand on my hip. And with the hand that's holding your weight, you're going to do shoulder rotations. We're going to do forward, and we're going to do backwards too. And speed is not what we're doing here. We're just trying to draw circles with our shoulders and keep everything as straight as you can, so everything is focused on your shoulder, okay? And for our fourth exercise, we're gonna do something called, I call them YITs, Y-I-Ts. I'm sure you've seen them, heard of them before. So again, you're gonna be on your belly. Your arms are gonna be raised right in front of your head. Give thumbs up, thumb should be towards the sky. And your forehead's on the mat. And you're going to lift your arms up and then set them back down. That's one. That's the I. We're going to go to Y. That's one. And then we're going to go to our T. And that's one. So those are our exercises, and we're just going to dive right into it. So on your bum, whatever leg you're going to be working on, whatever ankle you're going to be working on is going to be in front of you, okay? You're going to be using your booty and your thighs to get you up to that position. Keep your core engaged. All right, we're going to do, let's do 5 per side. All right, foot's flat, knee is over the toe as much as I can without pain, and down. Now add no shame in putting down a hand to help yourself up. It'll still give you the same stretch, the same movement in your ankle. Let's do one more. All right, switcheroo. This is always the struggling side for me. Here we go. Up you go. Foot is flat, knee is over the toes if you can. If you can just go to here, that's okay. Everybody starts somewhere. And two more. Keep that foot flat. Last one. Stretch. Good job. All right. Our prone pull downs, laying pull downs, lat pull downs. Again, get your stick in a crook between your index and your thumb. Thumbs to the sky, fingers are out, a little bit wider than the shoulder. And you're gonna lift, pull, down. Again, if you can't get over your head and you're hitting your head, that's okay. We're gonna do 5 more of those. Two more of those. Don't forget to breathe. Last one. All right. Next up, weighted shoulder rotations. Get a nice solid wide base and fight that pelvic tilt. Keep your core engaged. We're gonna do 3 in each direction on both sides. All right, here we go. Other way. As much as you can, really focus on everything is in your shoulder. You're not lifting, you're not swaying, everything is shoulder. And when you really focus, it's kind of hard. Okay, other side. 3 in each direction. Here we go. All right, change directions. Remember to keep your core engaged. This is all shoulder. You'll really feel a stretch at the bottom. All that weight. You'll notice that the reps that we're doing are low, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think we'll ever do more than 8 or 10. And that's because we're not trying to gain any muscle. We're not trying to do any cardio. You know, we're trying to mobilize these joints and get them strong. So We're doing that gradually. I'm not gonna be doing it like that overnight. Okay, next thing we're doing, our beloved yits. Great, if you want something to put your forehead on, by all means. So we'll start with the eyes. All right, so thumbs up, thumbs to the sky on your belly. And we're gonna do 5 for each. All right, here we go. Down, up, down. Okay, let's go to our Ys. Here we go, up, down, up, down. That's 3. One more. Now we're going to our Ts. You're gonna notice these right away. They feel a lot different than the Is and the Ys. For 5, here we go. Two more. Great. So that's set number 1. If you want to have a little drinky poo, go for it. And we're going to get right back into it. All right, so our knee over ankle, from a sit to knee. So here we go for 1. We're going to do 6 per side. That's it. Keep it up. We got 2 more. Stretch. Keep the foot flat. Last one for this side. All right. Other side. Once again, if you need to put a hand down to get yourself up, that's okay. You're still going to get the same result in your ankle, the same stretch, the same feeling. All right, guys, here we go for 6. Listen to your body. If you're hitting your limit, that's okay. We all have a limit. We all start somewhere. We'll do 2 more. Last one. Great. Good job, guys. So, next thing, let's get right into it. Our prone lateral pull downs. Okay, we're gonna go for 6. Here we go. And don't forget to breathe. Sometimes I'll catch myself, I'm holding my breath. Don't do that. Keep breathing. Two more. Last one. Okay, next, weighted shoulder rotations. We are doing, for our second set, we're gonna do 5 in each direction per side. All right, get right into it. Remember, this is all shoulder. You're not looking for help from other muscles or other joints. Change directions. I've always found front rotations to be more challenging than back. I'm not sure why. In any case, challenge is good. All right, I can really feel that in my shoulder. I hope you've all found your appropriate weight, and it's fine to start really low when you're not sure. Instead of starting with, you know, let's do 20 pounds and you can't do more than 10. Like, that's okay, start low. Here we go, other side. For 5 in each direction. And switch. And over time, if you do this regularly, let's say regularly is 3 to 4 times a week, you're gonna notice your shoulder strength is improved or has improved. See what I did there? I bent my elbow a little bit and I was trying to get help. Keep it straight. All shoulder. Last thing we're doing, yits. Let's start with our eyes. And we're doing, let's do 7. 7 I's, 7 Y's, 7 T's, okay guys? You can do it. Listen to your body though. If you can only do 5, that's okay. But try to get yourself to 7. Here we go. That's 5. All right, let's do some Y's. That's 5. 2 more. Good job, guys. All right, time for our T's. We're going for 7. Try your best to do 7 without hurting yourself. That's 5.
2 more, push.
Perfect. Excellent job, guys. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. That was fun. If you're interested, come back for episode number 4, and we'll be working on some more hip and core and a lot of good stuff. So see you then.